Alright, this is Jared Shank again. I want to give an update on what I'm doing for the wheels right now. It's really the last step that I need to finish before I can take all the parts over to the person who's going to build the wheels, so I'm trying to get this done. So, as you can see on the far right over here is the original felloe plate that goes on the wheels, and I'll show you where that fit later. It makes a little bit more sense, but anyway, this particular cannon had seven of these on each wheel. We only have 4 still present. So as you can tell, we're going to have to make 10 more. We need 14 total, so we've only got 4, and we're on the way to slowly making more. So I had to go out and find some steel. So I actually found a piece of steel that's pretty much the exact width that I needed, and drew patterns on it. You can see on this other piece where I've been cutting it out using a rotary tool with a metal cutting wheel. So essentially, I'm drawing the pattern. The initial cutout's pretty rough right here. Kind of step 1. Step 2 is then sanding it down, making it look a little bit more pretty. And then likewise drilling the holes out of it during the process too, to make this basically look just like the original, and we're pretty much spot on. You might notice that the original, the middle, looks slightly different. That's because this felloe plate has been used, so it's been hammered onto the felloes of the wheel, so it's actually has a little bit of a curve in it. And the edges of this are meant to be kind of hit down with a hammer a little bit to help pry it into the wood rim, the wood felloe in the wheel. So that's why that looks slightly different. So once this one's on there and then gets hammered in, it'll also have pretty much that same look to it. So I think we're doing pretty good for a part that does not exist anymore. We've managed to make a brand new one, and really doing this for basically around $1 a piece using the rotary tool. I'm sure a CNC shop or somebody with a plasma torch or something could cut it and do it much faster. But my first one was about, I think, 25 minutes. This one just took me about 18 to do, so I imagine I can probably shave another minute or 2 off, but it's probably not going to be any quicker than about 15 minutes a piece. But really, for the best bang for the buck, that you can't really beat that. It'd take longer to probably set up the CNC machine than it is to cut out all these, so we'll see how that keeps going. But so far, I like how this looks, and I think it's going to be a great part to use. And now I'll take the original felloe plate over to the wheels so you can kind of see how this piece actually worked. So what's left of the outer rim and wood wheels is right here. So obviously the outer ring was your steel rim. The inner part was a wood band called a felloe. So contrary to popular belief, in most cases this was not one solid piece of wood. For this wheel on this cannon, there was actually 7 individual pieces, and those individual pieces are called felloes, F-E-L-L-O-E. So those 7 pieces would have been connected together by a felloe plate. So right here you can see the original seam in the wood separating where 2 felloes were joined, and then the felloe plate basically sat right there. Was tightened down with a bolt. And that was pretty much it. Once you had the the wood spokes in the tire, that was putting significant pressure on the wood felloes out into the rim to keep its shape. And then these felloe plates were basically put in as kind of extra insurance, if you will, to basically make sure that these 2 connecting sections of the felloes stayed together. So pretty basic part, but really you can't find them much anymore. Most people that might still do it just put a kind of a U-shaped piece of metal right over that plate and screw it down, and that's it. But I'm trying to keep this as original as possible, so that's why we're making the new fellows. So we need 14 total, and we're slowly getting there. We're up to about 6 now, so it's coming along, but that's going to be the project for the next few nights, coming out here for a little bit of time and cutting these guys out and getting them ready to roll. So that is it for now, and one more piece of the wheels that needs to be done before we can send it off to get the rest of them made. That's it. Take care. Everybody enjoy.